There are ruthless truths in life, and if you have the courage to face them, you become dangerous in a way manipulators can no longer touch. We were raised on a pretty story. The world is fair, people are kind, hard work always pays off. Nice idea, but life whispers otherwise. The game isn't fair, not everyone plays clean, and effort without clarity only drains you dry. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Own the mind, and you win the day. Master your mind, and you rise above 90% of the crowd. Today, we break down 8 ruthless lessons that make you dangerously intelligent, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that makes you unshakable, able to see through appearances, difficult to deceive, decisive under pressure. And lesson 6 will change how you judge every relationship in your life. What is dangerous intelligence? Ordinary intelligence solves problems. Dangerous intelligence sees the problem before it hits you. It's not about controlling others. It's the ruthless discipline of cutting through your own illusions. The Stoics called it training the mind to see clearly, think rightly, and act justly, even in the middle of chaos. Are you ready? Let's begin. Lesson 1. Emotions drive. Logic rides shotgun. Most decisions aren't born from logic. They are triggered by emotion, and only later dressed up with logic to look respectable. The reasoning we give is often nothing more than the press release, written after the decision was already made. I once worked with a student in Austin. He swore he bought an expensive gym program because of the science, the trainers, the cutting-edge method. Sounded rational until we dug deeper. He had just gone through a divorce. What he really wanted wasn't fitness. He wanted a place to feel seen, to feel connected, to not feel alone. The spreadsheets and training plans were camouflage. You'll see this everywhere. Online debates never turn on facts. They turn on ego and identity. In the office, people resist change not because it's inefficient, but because they're silently asking, will this make me irrelevant? The Stoics warned us. People are rarely fighting about the thing on the surface. They are fighting for pride, for position, for the need to feel safe. So here's the drill. When you feel a rush rising inside, stop. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Anger, fear, or just the hunger to be recognized? Then ask the harder question, what rash decision will I regret tomorrow? And when others flare up, don't attack their logic. Speak to the emotion first. I see why this matters to you. Acknowledge the fear before inviting them back into reason. That is dangerous intelligence, the ability to read the emotion beneath the words, both in yourself and in others. The power to stop the fire before it burns down the room. Lesson 2. Everyone acts in their own interest. This is not cynicism. This is reality. And once you truly see it, your disappointment in people begins to dissolve. We love the idea of pure altruism. We want to believe our neighbor bakes cookies out of pure kindness, or that a colleague volunteers for extra work because they care about the team. But beneath the surface, there is always self-interest, sometimes noble, sometimes selfish, but always there. I knew a woman in my community who seemed endlessly generous, organizing events, remembering names, always smiling. People praised her selflessness. Later, I learned she was preparing to run for city council. Every kind gesture was also part of her campaign strategy. The warmth was real, but so was the ambition. And here's the shift. Once I understood her motives, I didn't feel fooled. I respected her more because she aligned her personal goals with service to others. That's the Stoic lesson. Self-interest is not evil. It is human nature. Marcus Aurelius admitted that even his duty to Rome was also service to his own sense of honor. Seneca warned, expecting people to act against their interests is like fighting gravity. So what do? We stop asking, why are they so selfish? And we start asking, what do they really want? Then we align. We create outcomes where both sides benefit, instead of demanding sacrifices that were never going to last. This is dangerous intelligence, seeing the unseen motives, understanding that every request, every compliment, every offer has a reason behind it. And when you can see that clearly, you stop fighting illusion and start working with reality. Lesson 3. Most people can't handle the truth about themselves. This one cuts deep, because the harshest mirror is not the one we hold up to others. It's the one we avoid holding up to ourselves. Most people will do anything to escape that mirror. They build stories, excuses, defenses, anything to protect the fragile image they live inside. And that's why they repeat the same mistakes, year after year. I had a friend who constantly complained about being overlooked at work. Every time, he blamed politics, bad managers, unfair circumstances. But when I pointed out his lateness, missed deadlines, and constant conflict with the team, he snapped, "You don't understand the situation." He wasn't searching for truth. He was protecting his ego. The Stoics called this self-deception, a form of slavery. Because if you can't see your own role in the problem, you'll never have the power to change it. Marcus Aurelius wrote endlessly about examining his motives, correcting his flaws, disciplining his ego. Why? Because truth, even painful truth, is the only ground strong enough to build on. So here's the test. What truth am I avoiding? What feedback do I reject too quickly? Where am I lying to myself because the truth is uncomfortable? Most people surround themselves with yes men, echo chambers of their own illusions. But the dangerous mind seeks the opposite. It seeks the voice that says, "You're wrong here. Fix it." That is strength. Because when you can face your own flaws without flinching, you become untouchable. While others remain trapped in comforting lies, you are already evolving. Lesson 4. Your success will make some people hate you. Strange, isn't it? You work hard, you rise, you finally win, and instead of applause, you feel resentment. Why? Because your success is a mirror. It reflects back to others what they could be, but chose not to become. And not everyone can face that reflection. I saw this with a college friend who built a business from nothing. When he struggled, everyone was supportive. But the moment his company was featured in a magazine, the tone changed. Jokes started spreading about how the money must have gone to his head. Rumors appeared about how he just got lucky. People who once celebrated him began sharpening knives behind his back. Here's the truth. He hadn't changed. What changed was how his success exposed the excuses of others. Instead of being inspired, they felt threatened, and envy dressed itself up as criticism. Marcus Aurelius knew this feeling well. Even as emperor, he lived surrounded by gossip, resentment, and betrayal. His reminder was simple. Very little is needed for a happy life. It is all within your way of thinking. In other words, their poison is their burden, not yours. So when envy comes, don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't dim your light because it hurts their eyes. Stand firm, keep building. Let your work speak louder than their bitterness. This is dangerous intelligence, expecting resistance as the price of growth. Knowing success will test not just your skills, but your circle. And when the whispers come, you'll recognize them for what they are. Not a reflection of you, but a revelation of them. Lesson 5. Everyone is selling you something. Once you understand this, you will never see people the same way again. Every interaction is an influence attempt. Every smile, every story, every compliment, it's a bid to make you think, feel, or do something. Sometimes obvious, sometimes subtle, but always there. I met an old acquaintance for coffee. Warm conversation, nostalgia, thoughtful questions. I assumed it was genuine. Halfway through the reveal, she had joined a business opportunity, and suddenly the friendliness was the sales pitch. The friendship was the wrapping, the real product was my wallet. She wasn't evil. She genuinely believed she was helping. But that's the point. Influence wears many masks. Sometimes kindness, sometimes urgency, sometimes guilt. Marcus Aurelius lived surrounded by advisors, generals, and politicians, all with their own agendas. So he trained himself not just to hear the words, but to detect the motive behind them. That is your shield. Don't assume everyone is manipulative. Assume everyone has an interest. And when you ask, what do they really want here? You stop being a passive buyer in the marketplace of influence. You become a conscious chooser. Your co-worker's compliment may be genuine or a setup for support later. Your neighbor's cookies may be kindness or a future favor. It's not paranoia, it's clarity. This is dangerous intelligence, seeing beneath the surface, choosing on your terms, not theirs. When you notice the hidden sales pitch in every interaction, you stop being sold and start deciding. Lesson 6. When people show you who they are, believe them. This lesson saves years of wasted trust. People reveal themselves constantly, in small actions, how they treat waiters, whether they keep tiny promises, the jokes they make when they think no one important is listening. The signs are always there. What's missing is our willingness to accept them. I worked with a business partner who exaggerated his achievements in meetings. I brushed it off. Then came padded expense reports, tiny lies. Again, I excused it. Years later, when I discovered he was negotiating behind my back to remove me from the company, the truth hit me. The evidence had been visible the whole time. I just didn't want to believe it. Maya Angelou said it best. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. The Stoics lived this way. Marcus Aurelius judged not by speeches, but by patterns. Seneca warned, hoping someone will change their core nature is a losing bet. So here is the rule. Trust patterns, not promises. Actions, not excuses. Consistency, not explanations. If they gossip about others, they will gossip about you. If they break small commitments, they will break big ones. If they show disrespect when it costs nothing, they will betray when the stakes are high. This is dangerous intelligence, refusing to rewrite reality just to protect your feelings, taking people at the evidence of their behavior. And when the evidence is clear, you adjust your boundaries, not their excuses. See the pattern, believe it, move accordingly. Lesson 7. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort feels safe. It feels deserved. It whispers, Stay here. You're doing fine, but in truth, comfort is a cage, a soft prison that drains your strength without you even noticing. I knew a brilliant software engineer, great pay, easy workload, flexible hours. For 3 years, he was living the dream. But slowly, his edge dulled. New tech overwhelmed him. His spark faded. He hadn't failed. He had decayed, not from hardship, but from ease. Then came the layoff, and suddenly, the security he trusted was gone. Comfort revealed itself as a trap. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius could have drowned in luxury, but chose campaigns, discipline, and duty. Seneca practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, because he knew, if you only accept ease, you will collapse when hardship arrives. So how do we fight back? We choose difficulty on purpose. Speak when silence is safer. Learn the skill that intimidates you. Train the body when the couch is calling. Every time you choose discomfort, you sharpen the blade. Here's the paradox. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will, because failure teaches. Comfort teaches nothing except how to stay the same. Dangerous intelligence means spotting this trap early, asking, where am I choosing safety over growth? What am I avoiding because it feels hard? Then walking straight toward it. While most people are lulled to sleep by comfort, you will be awake, alive, and rising. Lesson 8. You're going to die, and most of your worries mean nothing. This is the final lesson, the most ruthless and the most liberating. Death is not a possibility. It is the only certainty. And when you remember this, most of the noise that drains your energy, I watched this truth unfold in a man I deeply admired. Before his diagnosis, he obsessed over office politics, neighborhood gossip, whether his lawn looked better than the neighbors. He fought battles that meant nothing. But once cancer forced him to face the clock, everything shifted. He stopped caring about approval. He cut off hollow relationships. He gave his time only to what brought joy, love, and meaning. Ironically, he became freer, happier, more alive, even as his days grew short. The Stoics called this memento mori, remember death, not to be morbid, but to focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Seneca warned that wasting time is the one crime that can never be repaid. So ask yourself, if I had 1 year left, would this matter? Would I still waste energy arguing online? Would I still chase the approval of strangers? Or would I finally speak the words I've been holding back? Finally build what I've been postponing? Finally live, not tomorrow, but now? This is dangerous intelligence, cutting away the trivial, investing only in what will matter at the end. While others drown in meaningless anxiety, you walk clear-eyed, unburdened, alive. Because the truth is brutal, you will die. But inside that truth is your freedom. When nothing is guaranteed, everything important becomes urgent. And that urgency is the beginning of a life fully lived. Conclusion. 8 ruthless lessons, each one a blade that cuts away illusion. If you've stayed with me this far, you already carry more clarity than most. Now the question is, will you practice it? Will you choose truth over comfort, discipline over distraction, growth over illusion? If this journey speaks to you, share it, like it, subscribe, so these reminders find you when you need them most. And leave just 3 words in the comments. I choose clarity. Let that be your public vow, that from today forward, you will see through the fog and live awake.